Does the ringer release cure target panic? Well, it did for me, but no release is a magical cure. You have to work your way through it, and I'm going to try to explain how I did it. When you pick things up with your index finger and your thumb, because that's where all your receptors are, and that's how you're going to pick things up, and that's where the most sensitivity is in your hand. So when you get target panic, a lot of people get target panic shooting a trigger release like this or with their thumb, because they start to anticipate when it's going to go off, because they can feel that sensitivity in their finger. So it gets into their head and they start thinking now, now, now. Your ring finger has probably the least amount in your hand. So this is what I've come to find out. Shooting a back tension release, doesn't really matter, I'll use this one. But shooting a back tension release, you're going to grab that release like this and you're going to rotate that open so it goes off. And that's how most people are dealing with target panic, is shooting a back tension doesn't have that trigger, so you can't make it go off. Yes, you can command a back tension, but it's a little bit more difficult, and if you just stick with it and you use it the right way, you can definitely shoot better shooting a back tension. I like that. I shot it. I did feel like I was still commanding a back tension somewhat because I wanted it to go off now, so I'd rotate it faster. And in doing so, I came up with this concept, and so I could go from shooting a back tension to a hunting release and not really have to change motions. I wasn't going from a back tension to a thumb. I wasn't going from a back tension to a trigger, trying to use the same shoulders. It felt the same. It felt the same in my hand, which gave me more mental capacity to understand this is how I need to shoot it. So I'm going to throw my release on real quick, and while I do that, basically how I shoot the ringer is I shoot it with a wrist strap. I shoot it so it's about this far in my hand, and I make sure that the release actually falls on these two pads. In doing so, I have my little fake bow here. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to get set. I'm not really straight up like this, and I'm not flat like this. I like it about a 45. I get set. I relax my finger. Okay, if I have tension in my finger's up like this. You can see my ring finger go up every time I raise my pinky finger, because they are tied together. So if I'm keeping tension on my finger, it's going to be hard for me to get the ringer to go off. So if I relax my finger and just pull through the shot, you see no motion of my finger, and it makes the shot go off so much easier. So that's what I want you to do. If you're dealing with target panic and you're shooting the ringer, I want you to start with the heavier spring in it, like we had talked about before. And in doing so, what that will do is it will make you pull through the shot. Okay, so this release has a heavier spring in it. I push this in a little bit more so it's very heavy. Again, if I have my hand up like this, it's harder for me to get, I can pull really hard and my fingers won't compress. But as soon as I relax my hand, I'm already on the trigger and I'm just pulling through it. So putting your finger in the right position, and in a stressful situation, and when you're shooting targets not in your backyard and not by yourself, your hand gets more tension in it. So what I want you to concentrate on is relaxing that pinky finger and getting it down behind the release and pulling through it. Let me show you one more time. So I pull back like this. I never have a problem with my finger touching the trigger. So I pull it back like this. My finger's up. I relax my pinky finger, which takes my ring finger right to the trigger, and I just pull through it and it goes off. That's what you want to work on shooting the ringer. Start at a short distance. You can blind bail it from 5 feet and work your way out. It has helped me tremendously, and I hope it does the same for you.